Long day, lady road. Determination, that's right. Welcome everybody back to Get to Know Your Creator. I renamed this, kind of doing a whole branding thing, I guess, on this now. Before I was just coming up with titles on the fly. But we're going to call it, Get to Know Your Creator, or Know Your Creator. Or I have it. It's in there. You'll see it. And Angela Curry's going to be a little late. She will be there to highlight whoever is... Oh, there she is right there. I don't think she's really fully ready yet, though. But she could pop it in. She knows how to get herself in. But we're going to get in our guest of honor here. People will trickle in. You have a black screen there, Angela.
I do.
And you're really quiet.
Oh, no.
Oh, there you are. I hear you now. Maybe it's just my audio. Because ARIA sounds fine. And speaking of which... No, you're good.
Screen.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
weird.
what's going on.
Oh, I know why. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. All right. Now we're normal. Now we can see you.
Thought I fixed that. Anyway.
Well, we did it live. We did it live with the masses.
Oh, we're
watching.
live? Hi,
We're live.
everyone.
Hi, everyone that is watching on the replay. By the way, hit that like button if you are. And I said we're going to bring him in. We're going to bring him in, Angela. Are you ready? That's a yes. Okay.
I am ready.
Okay, there we go.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on, man? Total professionalism here.
I think it's my fault. I've jinxed the stream with technical issues.
No,
No.
Bring them.
I think you're going to bring the professionalism to the
I was
stream.
going to say,
Yeah, our
I'll
amateurness.
try.
Yeah.
Straighten my tie up.
And so I don't mispronounce, because I butcher names. It's ARIA, right?
ARIA, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. I thought as much.
I'm glad
I
you
don't
checked.
wanna-
I've done streams before where they've called me Ariel for the whole hour, like a little mermaid.
Did you just start singing "Part of That World"? But for Ariel, for
very
Little
nice,
Mermaid.
by the way.
I know. I have the voice of an angel. So what's going on, man? How you doing? Unfortunately, we missed you that one day because you have, as you said backstage, massive Wi-Fi outage in your area because you are from the motherland. You're over there, over in the other side of the pond.
Yeah. I'm in Wales. I'm part of a very exclusive club called CG Wales.
CG
I say very exclusive because
Shout
Very
out.
exclusive.
there's only 3 of us currently. So if anybody has any percentage of Welsh heritage in them, let me know and I'll send you the sign-up sheet. And
I have a minute amount, my friend. Minute. Yeah, it's minuscule at this point. I'm a mutt, but
that's okay, dude. We need the numbers you're in.
Yeah, sweet man. Awesome.
One of my brothers, he says we're Welsh, which we're not, but, maybe that might count. I don't know.
Yeah, my one aunt, she did a lot of deep diving and like a lot of our heritage and stuff. We're like a lot of German. Like that's mainly what we are is German. But we're mutts. What's up, some person? We got some person in the chat.
Hey, some
Share
person.
this out. Hit that like button. Unfortunately, it was a couple weeks ago. Arya couldn't make it because of his internet connection. And that's fine. Things happen. I was talking to him last night. I had a problem last night as well. So yeah. And you're not unknown amongst these scenes though. Like you said, you're back at it, back in the swing of things. And I even looked at your Twitter and I was like, oh, Tailless. I remember Tailless. So you even have Tailless out there. So what got you started into the crowdfunding thing? What made you want to go? This sounds like a good idea.
Wow. It was it feels like a long time ago now, but it was like just before the lockdowns, right? That I like got into this scene, and it was, I don't know, it was a long time coming because I was selling my Tailless books as like just little floppies on eBay for quite a while, and then the whole campaign on Indiegogo came about when I sort of got stuck in with the CG UK crowd and like got added to that elusive group chat on Twitter that they always talk about, and then sort of just became part of the team and just got stuck in, and next thing you know, I got my campaign up on Indiegogo, did really well, especially for someone who I wasn't on YouTube. I wasn't really active on
Right.
Twitter. Never did. Never really did anything big with comics because the eBay sales, they were just like maybe sell a couple comics a month. There would be about £10
Something.
total revenue from it.
Hmm.
So
But it's
not
still
much.
cool.
But
Still cool to get the stuff out there either way. Then. Though.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely how it started. Just me wanting to just put my work out there, and you see, Taylor was the character I came up with to learn how to draw comics
Hmm.
because I never enjoyed like doing sketchbooks or just
Huh.
doodling or stuff like that. So I thought if I'm gonna be a comic book artist, I'll just do it. I'll just get started and learn by drawing pages essentially, and that's what I did. And then I turned that into the Taylor's collected edition that I put on Indiegogo.
Nice. So you weren't always into like the sketching, like getting out a sketchbook and doodling in that. But what then got you started into drawing then? If that really wasn't like a driving force, like is that like was comics something you always grew up with, or was
Oh
it like
yeah,
something you just stumbled upon later on?
I've I've always been like stereotype of the artist in school, so that was me. But also, I grew up on the X-Men animated series
Mm,
and Ninja Turtles, He-Man, all these
nice.
shows, and I think I can remember like the very first day I decided to draw like superheroes or it was wrestlers at the time. I was really into wrestlers, and my dad was drawing wrestlers at the kitchen table, and um, he's Mexican, and he likes drawing the luchadores, right? The
Hmm.
masks and everything. So he's drawing them, and I didn't know what the like what was going on, but then he showed me how to draw like just balloon muscles and silly proportioned hands and stuff. And yeah, just took it from there, And I've just always known that comics was something I was going to do. And
Nice.
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
about
So you were first introduced through the animation then. Then what was like
yeah.
maybe like what gravitated towards you the actual physical media like the books themselves? Like who were some of your first inspirations? Like what got you into like that part of it?
Oh, I had the Jim Lee X-Men books from way back, but that was I didn't know it was Jim Lee at the time. I
Right. You
just
just
X
thought it
Men
was
books
cool.
when we were a kid, right? Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
cool. I had a lot of Spider Man, um, uh, and then so I've always just grown up with them, but my tastes developed obviously, and the stuff that then started influencing me was like John Byrne. I really loved his Alpha Flight. Really loved
Yep.
his She Hulk. That's She Hulk, and
She-Hulk is sick. Yeah.
yeah, Excalibur as well. Alan
Hmm.
Davis on art.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite books.
I know
And then
Shelby. One of Shelby's favorites is Alan Davis. Yeah.
yeah, he's amazing. He's
Yeah.
and also the reason I like Excalibur so much is because it's X-Men but British, right?
Yeah.
And it's a book that just I relate to on a totally different level to just the Jim Lee X-Men because of the British link to it. It's just it's different and it it works for me. It captured my imagination.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it has that different atmosphere because there is a different atmosphere in all parts of the world. So whenever you start to integrate different locations into a team or a superhero universe, it helps with the ambiance and actually the characterization too of those people. So it really gets and then it makes the people who are buying it be like, oh, these are like my superheroes. You know what I mean? Not
yeah,
because
yeah,
they're blind or they're crippled or they're gay. It's because they come from my part of the woods. Like that's how you society is familiarized by themselves in society itself. You are a product of your environment. So if you grew up over in Ireland, you're gonna connect more to like an Irish superhero in a way. It's just gonna be part of that. You're gonna relate a little bit more to it. So yeah,
Hmm.
and that's cool, dude. And Excalibur was always dope, dude. I loved Lockheed. Wasn't Lockheed in Excalibur too? The
yeah.
little dragon dude. I love it, man. It was fun stuff. And like you said, Alan Davis. You can't go wrong with Alan Davis. One of the greats. Overlooked, I think, mainly because he doesn't have that big flair, like that '90s flair that everybody loves. He's
Yeah,
more of an
that's
old
that's
school
the problem.
thing.
That's the thing though. If you look at British artists at the same time, the art is a lot softer, a lot
Mhm.
more like I want to say 2000 AD in quotation marks. It's a lot softer, a lot less flashy, I think.
Mhm.
But that's very British. It's just something about the culture is like that, you know.
Right. Well, even look at the writing. Like Garth Ennis, I believe, isn't he
Yeah.
British? And I'm pretty sure he is. And then you have who else was overseas? That's really big. There's a few writers, isn't?
Yeah, you got the big ones like Moore and
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of, Alan
yeah.
Moore. Yeah, and so you get a lot of writers that come out from there too that are just iconic and establish like a whole different genre and a different style that people are like, this is cool. So yeah, I mean, and it all melds together too, and like it's kind of, those comics are inspired by the Western style and stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
we kind of like everybody mingled together, and I think with the internet too and establishing of that we're able to actually communicate more. Like I'm not just talking now, I'm talking about like whenever it first came about. So you're able to communicate across the pond, and we grew more as an industry in that regard. As if I were in the industry, were you ever like somebody who wanted to like be in the full time bigs? Like drawing those, or were you more like I really like the independent crowd? I would like to do more of my own thing like even as a kid or like when you knew you wanted to do comics, did you want to do like Excalibur and Spider-Man and X-Men, or did you want to be like I kind of want to do my own thing? What's up,
No.
Sumo?
Hey, Sumo. No, definitely. When I was a kid, I wanted to work for Marvel basically because I was a Marvel fan. Didn't really care about DC apart from Batman, right?
Mm.
I wanted to work for Marvel, but I just lost all interest in doing so when I realized I don't like drawing Wolverine or Spider-Man or or whatever.
Why is that?
Just because I like making my own characters. I like
Oh,
doing
okay,
my own
okay.
thing, you know.
Right.
And like my family have said that thing to me like why don't you send your portfolio or why don't you try and get jobs there? And number one, I wouldn't do it now because of the quality of books that are coming out of the big two. I'm not a fan of, so I wouldn't be pursuing it for that. But also, they don't
What's up, Dave?
it's sort of the idea that I don't want to invest my creative energy into something that
That
I've only got
isn't
so much
yours.
creative energy, right? I want to put
Right.
it into my own books than someone else's idea, you know.
I mean, that's admirable and that's commendable. Like, because when I was growing up, I was like, yeah, I really want to draw Thor because that was my jam when I was growing up, or stuff like that. But yeah, I was a Marvel kid too. Like, as same with you, I like Batman. That's about it. I never was into DC as much as I don't know. It's just something about the Marvel heroes and stuff. I don't know if they were more colorful, but also they had great villains. So I was always more of a Marvel guy. But I actually did want to. I wanted to draw like Thor and Spider Man and stuff like that. But and as I grew older, though, I was like starting to develop my own concepts and ideas, and I was like maybe Dark Horse and Image because Image blew up in the '90s. So I'm like I want to work for Image. Todd works there. Jim works there. Blah 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 blah. So and that was like the thing. Put out my own book, put it through Image, be part of that huge collective of those iconic artists that were in that time frame. But so yeah, and I think that's a great. And so you have Tailless out there, you have this new project out there. So how many do you have? A lot of IPs, a lot of concepts, a lot of things that you want to get out there. You have like a couple focused main parts, or what?
I've got a lot of ideas, but at the moment, Tailless is my priority. Because I'm still learning how to make comics. I wouldn't say I've mastered it by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm just going to use Tailless as my, as my model. Figure it out before I move on to anything else. But when it comes to Gustav, Gustav isn't actually an original idea. Gustav is an adaptation of an old Polish movie that myself and a friend of mine, the Graphic Goose, who's also on Twitter, worked on together. So the Graphic Goose is actually the artist of the book. I just I adapted the script from the movie, basically.
Mm. Yeah, and that actually brings me to something I was going to ask you about was movies, because I looked at the sign up for Gustav, and it reminds me of a film noir, detective story, something in those regards. So are you inspired by stuff like that, or is it like I really love James Cagney, White Heat, or even Humphrey Bogart. You got Casablanca. You got all these iconic tales of all those older times. Like I said, I love Cagney, loved White Heat. There's what's the other one? Angels with Dirty Faces. Love that movie. So were you like were you inspired by those two, or is it you just more or less like, hey, this sounds like a cool concept?
My 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 film taste is so lame. My favorite movie is Dirty Dancing.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with little Swayze, my
love
friend.
that. Oh my goodness! Thank you for being honest about that. That's ballsy in some way.
Yeah.
So, cheers. I like it
No,
too, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? And the film noir thing is definitely a Graphic Goose theme.
Okay.
That would be a question for him, but he doesn't tend to come on live streams, so.
Oh no, and that's fine. Like I saw you were part of this, so I was like, maybe
Yeah.
maybe you're into those movies, and like you say, hey, Dirty Dancing too. Like I said, I love I like Dirty Dancing. I don't care. It's a good movie. There's nothing wrong with liking good movies. Like look at the crap that's out today. I'm not talking about like superhero stuff. I'm talking just in general. A lot of stuff that gets pumped out isn't really of a high quality. And when it comes to taking like even in comics, movies, music, we come to take like, oh, that's okay as being really good now, just because there's so
Yeah,
much
I
garbage. So we
agree.
kind of almost settle, and it's unfortunate. That's why like Dirty Dancing is a good movie, the original. Don't watch that newer one. I haven't even seen it. Yeah, but like there's just like the stories back. And you sound like an old man in this point. You're like, oh, back in my day, but it's like it's almost true. Things have just gone so downhill. Like look at Top Gun Maverick. Great movie, fun movie. It's kind of a '90s movie. Like it really is. It appeals to that mindset. This is just a good fun movie. And every now and then you will find fun comics. A lot of them are in this crowdfunding scene though, and it's kind of where you need to go to get like a higher brow of things. And like you can still find quality stuff out there. You have to search. Maybe it's in the indie scene. And I don't like to bash the mainstream all the time because there are some good people that work there and they're trying their hardest. And so I'm sure there's some good books. I don't read everything. So do you still collect mainstream titles, like mainstream books? Or are you like solely like if you do buy, you go through like CG or indie comics or something like that?
I do buy mainstream books, but not the stuff that's out on the newsstand now. I pretty much exclusively buy Excalibur.
Nice.
And I think at this point I'm just buying issues that I've got duplicates of because I think I've got most of them. Excalibur, Sensational She-Hulk, Alpha Flight. I really love Alpha Flight by John
Alpha
Byrne.
Flight. Yep.
And Monkey Man and O'Brien.
Monkey Man and O'Brien, nice.
Adams. Yeah. I've got a signed copy, but there on the wall of issue 1 because Arthur Adams is my favorite artist, so I buy everything Arthur Adams. There's only 3 or 4 issues of Monkey Man and O'Brien, and I think I've got like 10 copies of each. So
I don't blame you, man. There's certain titles that are even issues or comics that I'll see, like anything Sam Keith. Like if I see a Max book out in the wild, I buy it. I just buy it. I'm like, it's mine. I got so many copies of the Max #1 or whatever. If I got dupes of Marvel Comics Presents just because it's a drug. And also not only that, it's not the condition of it. It's that you want to flip through it again and again and again. Yeah. And also it might be buried in a long box. So you can buy it for like $4 or $5, take it home and destroy the thing again. It's fun, man. And that's the other thing. A lot of titles nowadays, they cost around $4 to $5 for like a new regular outright edition. I go to the comic shop now and I can buy back issues of like Excalibur, Alpha Flight or something like that for $3 a book. And I'm getting higher quality, and just the stories, the amount of stories that are available to us are countless. They're insanely countless because especially if you're growing up now or even if you're in your 20s and you're just learning or you're just starting out, you have an insane amount of backlog you could pick from of high quality stuff. And you mentioned some great titles there and some great artists there that revolutionized the industry, and that a lot of us, even now, even me, who are influenced by like Byrne and Adams and all them, like it may not show in our style, but it is there in a way through the technique. And now, what techniques do you use? Do you use like a traditional media? Are you a digital guy? Do you do a mixed media thing? How do you work?
Yeah, both. I take so long to do a drawing. I'm very slow at it, especially now because I've been out of it for a little bit because I've been I've been coming to the end of the Taylor's campaign, which has meant doing a lot of graphic design for the book. So it's been ages since I sat down to actually do a drawing. Like the one on the desk there, I started a couple of weeks ago, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and finish it, you know. But usually, what I do is I've got my graphics tablet here. I'll do the sketch digitally,
Yo, what's up, Pink?
and then I'll print it out, ink physically, and and do all the drawing
Nice.
physically, and then I'll take it back into Photoshop, color it digitally.
Yeah, and digital coloring it's a way to go. I remember Aaron Lepresti recently had a stream. They were talking about digital and traditional for a little bit, and like how
Yeah.
traditional coloring, like people miss it, and it's like it looks so much better, and it's like you can't do that to like you should do it. It's like it takes longer that, and like especially with our campaigns take as long, but we all have, not we all, but a lot of us have also full-time jobs on top of working in the doing the comics, which is in itself a full-time job. So to sit there, especially if you're a one-man show, and if you want to color everything traditionally with some Dr. P.H. Martin's watercolors, it's going to take some time. Like you just, Inkspots is in the chat. He works both traditionally and digitally, and it takes a lot longer to color a page with watercolors traditionally than it would to just go in there and just do it digitally. And I don't see a problem with digital coloring at all, or even digital drawing in that regard. It's a tool. When you use it as a tool, you're using it as what it's meant to be. And let this AI crap or this, or flat out tracing, like people who do traces and like put their own characters in there and make it look like it's an homage when it's not. So it's a tool. Use it to your advantage, and that's what you do. You actually use it to what it is. And which one do you prefer the most? Like, what is like something you really would just like to? What brings you more like? I like doing it this way more than this way. This is more fun.
Oh, if I'm honest with you, I hate coloring. It's not my thing. It's the bit I'm good at it, but I don't like doing it. The sketching and the inking, love that. That's my bread and butter.
Nice.
If I got paid for it, I'd do it all day long. But
yeah, nice.
But,
I hear you, man. What do you use to ink? Do you use like pit pens or something? What do you use?
I'll grab some here. Either these Pigma Microns.
Nice, that's what I use.
Standard.
Yeah,
we also
I use
have these in the UK. I dropped it. Uni balls or uni pins.
Oh yeah, Uniballs. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is pretty good as well. It's also uni. It's the Posca markers. They're pretty good for laying down
nice.
or doing corrections like white corrections.
Yep, I use those as well. Nice. Yeah, you use and that's what's cool. Like we tend to use some of the similar medias, and like I like to watch Shelby work, or he'll often be like, "I'm like, hey, have you heard of this, or what are you using?" And he's got every tool under the sun almost at his disposal, just because he's an addict when it comes to materials. But and like just now showing, like I use the microns mainly. That's what I like. Also, I use pen and ink. But when it comes to like if I want it, now I work this way. I don't know if you're the same. Do you find different tools speed up your inking process? Like you're like, okay, this is just a head talking page. I really don't want to spend hours and hours and hours. You can still get the same result using like this pen over that one. So, but you're going to switch to the other one because it's faster rather than like an action sequence where you want to like get different things in there. Do you have those different materials, or you just find everything seems to flow about the same?
I get you. Kind of. I've got two different pots over there with pens in them, right? And one of them is like brand new pens or pens that have got a lot of ink in them, and the other is just pens that are about half full or almost running out. And it's like, if I've got to draw a face, I'll use the ones with the nice ink in them, or the ones that are almost full. Or if I'm just doing a background or panel borders, I'll grab the ones that are running out, and
right,
and just scratch them into the paper until I get the ink out,
Nice.
I do that. I definitely have switch between the two pots of pens to do different tasks,
Yeah, so you're gauging like what takes priority over something. Plus, you don't want to sit there and ink a face with something that's going to run out soon, and then find out you're getting feathering or like fading, and you're like, I got to ink over it again. It might change the thickness, and So I mean, I like that. See, I like learning different techniques, different styles, different ways, because we all have a different. Even though we're doing almost the same thing, end result is different on so many levels. And so you say you're inspired kind of by like Art Adams and the like and all those other like Byrne and stuff like that.
Yeah,
What are some of the more modern guys you kind of look at and be like, oh, I could learn a little technique from like this indie artist or this up and comer or this new dude over in the mainstream? Do you have any, or you just like you stick to the more classics?
yeah. You know what's funny? There are modern guys like Todd Nork that I absolutely love their art, but their primary inspiration is also Arthur Adams.
But see, it does boil down to that. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people like people can even argue like going all the way back to like that's why Kirby was so influential because he influenced all these other guys that we're talking about. So it's like where do you end up stopping as far as like an influence goes? What is Ink saying here, Angela?
Ink says there's a quality to the traditional that can't get with the digital, but I love combining the two. You get the best of both worlds, and you still can have an original to sell.
Yeah, and that's very true. And like you say, like
That was me.
that's you. Like you say, you coloring is not like your thing, and like well, it's not something you love as much. You can do it, but it's not like lettering. I'm capable of lettering. I utterly despise it. I loathe it. I think I would rather do fulfillment than letter because putting all the things in the sleeves and the stuff, it's just mind numbing and dull. But I would rather do that than letter. So so that's like the Tailless is your first campaign, right? That's your first like go at things.
My first go at crowdfunding, I was like releasing the comics on eBay, individually for a little bit before that.
Flipwise.
So, but yeah, definitely my first crowdfunding experience.
So then is the Tailless thing you have on Indiegogo now? That's a collection of the series that you had on eBay.
Yeah, I'll show you it. I got the book right here. There we go. So that's the Tailless collected edition.
Nice.
This is like the third test print. We had some issues with the test prints that slowed us down a little bit.
Did you go through? Who'd you go through? Mix'em or a local?
Yeah, we're going through Mix'em.
Okay.
And we had a big problem with like the cover was the first issue because it's a wraparound cover.
Right.
It took ages to get it aligned so that it wraps around perfectly.
Gotcha.
And yeah, but we've got it to a point now where the pages are beautiful.
Wow.
It's really well printed. What I like is that the pages fall. It's not too thick, not too thin. That the
Nice.
ink goes through the page.
Nice.
Wow.
Vibrant, dude. Nice. I like it.
I wish my camera would focus, but yeah.
Yeah, that's always a problem I have too.
Very vibrant, beautiful.
Yeah. So this book, I'm glad I got the chance to bring it up because the crowdfunding campaign is ending tomorrow. I'll be doing a live stream on my channel. Just search for
Nice.
ARIA_blackness and you'll find me. We'll be closing out the Tailless campaign because I want this to be an exclusive book for the people who supported me on my first campaign. So there will be a cutoff rather than just leaving the in-demand open forever.
Right.
The reason being, this is a collection of 7 mini comics plus a massive. Everyone says this sounds dirty when I say it. A massive bonus section of all bonus material. Basically, everything that constitutes the creation of Tailless and the creation of this book. And I say massive because the amount is pretty much 50-50.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
50-50 split between the bonus section and the actual comic book content in here.
Nice.
That bonus section and 2 of the 5 mini comics in here will never be available again. I'm never going to print it again. So if you want to see the full story, the full development of how I took Tailless from looking something like this, very
hold on one second, man. I'll get to you. There we go.
Very basic, let's put it that way, to looking something
Yeah, you can
More
see you'll
like,
be able to see the progression. Yeah.
yeah, more like
Oh yeah,
this.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Very
this is the
cool.
book you're gonna wanna
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about it later because we're gonna get into it here. What was one of the first streams you got on to promote?
Oh, I've done loads. Wise guys in the chat. He was probably one of the
Yeah,
first guys who helped me out. And
Wise guy,
Wise
dude.
guys is really cool because he's
Wise
helped out a
guys.
lot of the CG UK guys.
Yeah,
So
dude. Wise got my first book funded. Actually, I was on his stream and
wow.
he was able to get me funded and fulfilled on Absolute One. So I'm forever in debt to Wise guys. He's a great dude and awesome. His streams are a little unconventional sometimes, but yeah, he'll be streaming at a restaurant all the time or something like that.
Yeah.
But
He's got his
yeah.
style.
Yeah, he's got a unique style to his streaming, that's for sure. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I love. Like you're over in Wales and you're still over on Wise Guys. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a totally different time zone. And that do you find that maybe hinders you as far as like promotion because CG is kind of prominently in America, but we have the UK scene and stuff like that. So, but it's and the Australian scene, but those numbers aren't as high as what they are. Even like Bancroft, he streams according to the Eastern American time. So, like, do you find it more difficult then to get on the stream since the time zone is so different?
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was doing the rounds for Taylor's when it was funding, I would be like doing 2 or 3 streams a day sometimes, or also
Wow.
waking up in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. to jump on a random stream. Very often, just jump on a stream that's got like 1 or 2 viewers on it, and just promote the book. But it worked because it did very well for me.
Yeah.
And
Every little bit helps. Yeah, every little bit helps. Yeah, and we're streaming also to Facebook, which I get a couple watchers every now and then over there. So you never know. Like somebody over there could be watching and be like, "Oh, I haven't bought a comic in a while. Oh, this looks really dope. I'm gonna really check this guy out." And they can follow you on Twitter. The things are pinned in the description stuff, so they could actually look into like who's this guy? Does he have other products out? Does he have other stuff? I really like I like the cut of his jib. So so they can dig a little deeper. Maybe that'll reintroduce them because I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, it was comics. Then when I got to about 21, 22, I was like, I kind of dipped out of them for a while, mainly because I was going out and living life, so to speak. Like you know what I mean? I was on unadulterated adventures. So like, were you kind of in the same regard, or did you stay collecting and in the scene throughout pretty much your whole childhood to your current time?
Yeah, up and down, I've always known I want to be a comic book artist.
Yeah.
I definitely went through a phase of not knowing how I was going to do that, and just I went through like when I was a young teenager, like I don't know, 13 to 15 or 16, wanting to be an artist, but realizing I'm not drawing at all, like day to day. I was a very creative person and I could draw, but I didn't know how to go about doing comics, so I just wouldn't draw. And
Right.
And yeah, that was actually one of the catalysts, or one of the reasons for me thinking, oh, I'm just gonna learn to do comics by doing comics.
What was something like, because you wanted to draw, like me, you want to draw comics, you want to work in comics growing up, you just started drawing, you started doing the things. What was something that you learned, like, that went into comic making that you never knew even existed? Like, because when I was a kid, when you first buy them, you think they're drawn that size, then you find out they're actually drawn bigger.
Yeah.
Like, what was something that you discovered that was like, oh, wow, I never knew this?
The drawing in blue lead, that was a big epiphany for me, realizing how good that was. But I find like the reason for drawing in blue lead used to be so that the scanner doesn't pick it up when you've inked on top of it. But what I find it really useful for as well is like making selections on Photoshop. So if there's an area on my drawing that I don't know, it just has to be all black or all white, I can just scribble some blue lines on it and then just select the color blue on Photoshop, which just makes things really easy for me.
Yeah, and once again though, you're using it as a tool. You're expediting a process that used to normally take a lot longer in a different regard, and it can also speed up. Like imagine if we had to do the crowdfunding, but using old school techniques only, like lettering by
Yeah.
hand and doing
Like
everything by hand, light boxing
Mm.
and doing it
calling up the
all.
backers individually.
Yeah, dude, forget about calling them. Hey, back my book, please. And telemarketers on top of it all. Yeah, it would, dude. There's no way, like, we wouldn't be able to do this, you know. So if it wasn't for the internet and everything like that, not only that, like just social media in general, and it does get a bad rap because it can be very toxic and used for horrible things, but it can be used for some really good things, like getting to know each other or learning about new processes and how to go about making a comic book. Like mother recently put YouTube TV on her thing. She wanted to learn how to do something. She went on YouTube and looked it up. So the
Awesome.
invention of the internet is one of the greatest worst things that's ever happened. So it's like it's connecting us all, but it's also kind of we're realizing how ridiculous a lot of people are in this world. But yeah, so and it got you to meet other people like across the seas, and not only that, maybe more in like even in your area that you never would have talked to before. Like you said, there's a few select people in CG Wales that are there, so you found them though. You found them,
Yeah.
so you're amongst friends.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so it's people. People need
There's-
to,
We've had a
Go
few
ahead.
CG UK meetups as well, which have been fun.
yeah, dude, I saw those.
You seen those pictures?
I saw those like with Kami Mark and Chubbs, and they had those ones. I've seen those. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are great. Dude, there's some great talent across the way.
Yeah.
And dude, forget about Carl. Chubbs is one of my favorite, dude. Mary Boys. That's one of my favorite books that's come out in the whole indie scene. It's so Chubbs is so good, dude. It's ridiculous. And speaking of good, we got a couple campaigns we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about now. Why is this? Why do you know why Gustav Libnitz? I almost said it right.
Lubnicki.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
Lubnicki.
Why? Do you know why? I was going to ask you.
Why what?
Why that name? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Gustav?
That's the name of the actor, the real life actor.
Okay, so that's the name of a real life actor. I thought that was the name of like this detective in this story.
Oh no, and this
So, yeah.
movie.
Yeah, tell me about
Gustavo
this.
Lubnicki, Only Never. Well, this book, Only Never Part 1, is the comic book adaptation of Gustav Lubnicki's movie Only Never.
Okay.
I have yet to be on a stream with someone who has actually seen the movie, and if I'm honest with you, I'm not surprised. It's a very obscure Polish indie film from 1969.
Oh wow.
How did you find it? Did you just watching it on TV one day?
Good
or?
question.
Now there's a story, and yes, you're right. It was on TV one day. So, like I said earlier, this is the Graphic Gooses project. You can see his logo on the Kickstarter there, and I encourage everyone who's watching, go find him on Twitter. He's just at the Graphic Goose. He's of Polish heritage, so he was watching Channel 4, which I don't know if you've got an equivalent of Channel 4 in the US, but Channel 4 is where we just put any old shit on that channel.
Okay, we have something kind of similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Public broadcasting type.
Public
like,
broadcasting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that, but it's run. Channel 4 is an organization in and of themselves. They're a broadcaster. They just sort of get all the dregs, like the random home film someone has filmed at the 12th birthday party, like that sort of stuff. They put it on television. Anyway, so he first saw the movie while they were airing this like Polish film festival on Channel 4. So they were just showing different movies on there, and this was back in 2019, and Only Never was one of them. And yeah, really, he was looking that it was the same time I was doing Taylor, so I was getting involved, launching the campaign, doing the promotion. So he wanted to do something like that, get involved as well, and and sort of there was just a spark when he watched Only Never, and he thought, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make an adaptation. He went for it. He got me involved because I helped him to translate the Polish into an English script and then turn it into more of a comic book, flow so that it reads better.
Right.
Because the original movie, the opening scene, which this particular book is based on, there's a monologue over the footage that, like, if we just took it line for line, it wouldn't read so well over the different images that we're showing. So there's a little bit of adaptation there. And yeah, what was really good and what we are so proud about with this book is it started out as just gonna be a passion project. He was just gonna recreate the movie, but then we actually managed to get in contact with some of the Lubnicki family.
Oh, that's cool.
A really nice lady called Alice Lubnicki, who is Gustav's granddaughter, and she lives in the UK.
Awesome.
She's British, Polish heritage, and she got on board. She really liked the Graphic Goose's art. I'll agree. I think he's done an excellent job recreating the different scenes in this book, and yeah, even though we don't have Gustav's blessing for this, because unfortunately he died recently, so we never really had much communication with him. It is nice knowing that the family is on board.
The estate is behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. They gave it the go ahead, and they're actually.
Nice.
She's been really supportive because as soon as we got this project going, she got excited, right? And then next thing you know, she's sending us photographs and sending us stories and sending us emails and whatnot. So cool. And yeah, she's been really helpful, especially filling in some of the gaps because there's not much out there because it's just a small indie Polish movie. It's like hard to piece it all together, and so she really helped us out in that regard.
So for those few who haven't seen the movie, what is it about? What's the book about?
So Gustav, he does dirty jobs for dirty people. It's set in post-war or post-occupation Poland. It's just as as things are quieting down. So there's a small remaining Russian occupation in the country right now, and that image that you can see on screen of the double splash page with the mansion in the background, that's a really iconic scene. That mansion is basically the base of the Russians, and he's going in there to rescue a damsel in distress and hopefully come out victorious.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
yeah, I do like the grittiness of it. The sketchy aspect of it, but I like that. It looks nice. Yeah, you did a good job in that. That's cool. So because I first thought it was a detective story. That's what I first thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
There is an element of mystery to it, and I'll show you some of the things in a minute that we've got with regards to that. But there's definitely an element of mystery in the movie. But he's less of a detective, more of a, if the money's right, he'll do a job kind of.
He's like a private contractor in a way.
Yeah.
Not a hitman per se.
I know.
But someone who takes contracts and jobs. Go ahead.
I was looking for the movie. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I was looking for the movie. I can't find it. I can't even find it. I looked up his name. I looked up the name of the Only Never.
Maybe search for Palace Video. They were the only VHS company that produced a Gustav Lubnicki Only Never movie in the UK.
Wow.
Okay. That's something. Yeah, I'll check it out.
The problem being, like I mentioned, we've had to have Alice fill us in on a lot of this information because it's just not out there. This is a very, very, it's just been the end of the Second World War. Promoting indie movies isn't exactly a priority at this point,
Right.
So,
That's true.
yeah, and it's just a shame that not more got done for this movie or for Gustav's other work, because he did other movies as well that I've never seen, because they're just not available. They're not. There's no digital. There's nothing. They would have been filmed on reels, right? On big.
Yeah, and it would have been nice if this was preserved in another way somehow.
Yeah.
Or a lot of other in underground independent movies that are just lost to time, just because they never really got backed up or recreated in some way or shape or form. Yeah, through like a digital platform or VHS, what have you. Yeah, it's a shame. A lot of things get lost to time that we'll never know about. There could have been some amazingly high quality stuff that we missed out on because it just deteriorated and degraded through time. And this is a nice way to bring it back to modern life, though, or bring it under a new light and have people see it for what it is, and it's a high quality entertainment. That was even made back then.
Yeah, it's a gift to you. I mean, the fact that you took it on yourself to, re-release it in this style is like, it's awesome.
I've got to laugh though at Eric the Guapo, who's taking my my little slogan there, and that backfired. That's Mario you're thinking of, not Gustav.
That's Ink Spots you're thinking of. Yeah.
Oh.
Are you pulling up some images or?
Well, the interesting thing about this book is we just got we're in a weird stage. We've got the sign up page, but the book is already ready. It's printed. It's
nice.
It's done, right? Here's the first copy.
Oh, you actually have stuff. Look at you.
You have stuff. Now, this is the first cover, which has beautiful pointillism art done by the graphic goose on here. He's actually done a little video on his Twitter. If anyone wants to go and check that out of how he does it, it's really impressive, really nice artwork. But yeah, the book is done. This copy that I'm holding is a
proof.
A revision that it's not the final version, but we do have
How
the
many
final
pages
version.
is it?
It's about 20 pages. It's not the thickest book, but
it's you read.
This book contains everything from the start of the movie to the opening credits. It's that first scene.
Nice.
Eric likes them when they're already printed, FYI. So.
Yeah, they're already printed. What we're hoping for is to learn from the Taylor's campaign, which fulfilled, and then there's been a big gap until fulfillment. This is going to be the total opposite on Gustav. As soon as the campaign's done, books are going out because they're ready. And
now, is this shipping from the UK? Is this shipping in America? Like, are you going through a distributor? How are you going about it?
I expect we'll be using Critical Blast. That's been the plan for Taylor's. Okay. I don't see why we wouldn't use it for Gustav, and then UK and European backers we will ship from here.
So that's cool. So you can sign. So this is the sign up. Everybody sign up for it. When does it go live?
Probably in, I want to say, a month or two. We're just gonna play it by ear, see how it goes. We've got the Taylor's fulfillment to work on as of tomorrow.
Right.
We'll just play it by ear.
Okay.
And
so
the beautiful thing is sign up and you will be notified of when we're going to do so.
Yeah, that's definitely, and Kickstarter, sign up over there. I backed a few projects on Kickstarter myself. It's a different animal if you're used to Indiegogo, but it's pretty similar in a regard where, and so once you sign up, you'll get alerted when the project goes live. And then you can go back it. I mean, that looks pretty dope. Yeah. Looks pretty cool, and it's printed already, so that's you're gonna get it. Like, there's no doubt you're gonna get it. So that's really cool. So, and you mentioned Tailless.
Tailless,
yes. Hey, there we go. Let's talk about Tailless, man. Let's talk about this. So, when did you first launch Tailless?
In 21. Wow, 2 years ago.
Time flies.
I'd forgotten myself. Oh, we've had a new backer today. That's amazing.
That was me. I backed it. I'm backer 131.
Oh, Angela,
Hey, look
thank you
at
so
that.
much. Thank you
Yay!
that.
so much. So, yeah, you'll have a lovely, beautiful Taylor's Collected Edition on the way
Yeah,
soon.
Yeah.
it's gorgeous. I love it.
So what's Tailless? Tell me about Tailless.
So, Taylor's is set in a universe where there's all these bad guys out in the darkest corners of the galaxy, causing trouble. They've got all these crazy superpowers, generally a menace to intergalactic society. And that's when Taylor comes in, because Taylor is a budding superhero. He doesn't have any powers per se, but he's got the right kind of attitude and a very good six-pack and set of muscles to do something about it. So yeah, it's basically that. The collection is a collection of 7 short mini comics. So just 7 short adventures gives you a taste of what the Taylor's universe is like. There's a new bad guy in every single issue, a new challenge for him to face. He has to come up with creative ways to defeat these guys, given that he doesn't have any superpowers. There's also a couple other special comics in there, like the CGUK crossover, which was written by Commie Mark, illustrated by myself. It's a Taylor and Not Daredevil team up, and yeah, and then the 7th mini comic, which we unlocked as well, is
nice.
It's the last one in the book, but it's called Prologue. There's a reason for that, is because it's the prologue to my next Taylor's project, which will be the first full-size Taylor story. And like I said earlier, that this will be the only place where it's printed. So if you want to get the heads up on what's happening next, it's in this book.
Nice.
And then,
nice. And so, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the second part of this campaign has always been Keshi Taylor, the 2-inch tall defender of the galaxy. He, I'm not sure because I haven't specifically checked the numbers, but I think he did better than the book itself. People went a little bit crazy for Keshi Taylor, so
that's pretty funny. Well, it's a great concept.
Yeah, something about this book just kind of like when I first saw it and showed the cover, I just thought of Flash Gordon. Just to me, it has that same like very bright and it looks awesome.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's definitely that vibe. It's 80s inspired in literally every aspect of the book. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna think 80s. Everybody says Bucky O'Hare when they see it, but I promise you, I have never heard of Bucky O'Hare until people start saying, "I looks like Bucky O'Hare."
Yeah, I've had people mention some things to me. I'm like, never heard of it, but thank you. Yeah, nice. So this collects 7 of those, and you're the sole, like for the 99% of this, you're the sole, like writer, artist, inker, colorist, letterer. Like you did the whole shebang.
Yeah, I've got other credits in there, things like edits and spell check and the graphic goose. He and I, we're actually friends in real life, and we collaborate a lot on you know anything we're doing creatively. So he's helped me a lot with graphics and 3D things and bits and bobs that I put in the book. But anything illustrated in the main comics, that's all me, all written and illustrated by me.
Nice.
Wait, what did you say people compare it to?
Bucky O'Hare.
What did you say?
Bucky O'Hare.
Bucky O'Hare.
Bucky O'Hare. Yeah.
Rabbit.
Yeah. I know. Well, I know that we have Buc-ee's here, but it's a gas station, so never mind. It's a beaver, but never mind. Go on.
Continue. Nice.
Continue.
And you say this is ending tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm closing the campaign tomorrow. If you look at the tiers there, the only things I have left available is the book itself and different artworks associated with the campaign. Reason being, we're winding down. Like I said, I want this to be exclusive to just the people who supported this during the initial crowdfunding. Once it's closed, that's it. I'm not printing.
Did you say the page count? Did I ignore that part?
Oh, the page count is something ridiculous. It's like 160, 170,
Oh,
something like
wow.
that.
So you're getting 160 pages for 25?
Yeah.
Nice, man. That's a deal.
Yeah, this looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And each one, you say like there are mini stories kind of in a way. So each one is kind of, it's a self-contained story arc throughout
Yeah.
the thing. Nice. I like
Yeah.
that.
The reason being is, like I said, that I wanted to learn to make comics, and you can't learn by just jumping right into your masterpiece, can you? You gotta take it
Very
step
true.
by step.
And like you say, you started doing them a while back, so you could even see the progression of your skill level as it went about and went further in. So, and that's pretty cool too. You know, I like stuff like that. You know, and that's the great thing is that you know, as we're amateur comic artists and as indie creators, you know, we're still learning and growing and developing, even though we've been drawing and doing stuff for like 20 years plus. So, you know, we're still growing no matter what and learning different things and going about it in different ways and trying different techniques. So, yeah, and this is a cool way to get into dive in on this for this product, this ground floor level, if you will. Yo, what's going on, Rick? Good to see you.
Still, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, everybody, hit that like and subscribe button, and also check out the what was the first campaign? I totally forgot. I know Gustav's.
Gustav. Oh,
Only never. Only never is pinned. We Tailless should be in the. I'll add it to the description at the end of the video.
I dropped it in the chat too.
And link is in the chat. So, and this ends tomorrow night. You're not going in demand with this, right?
Well, it's currently in demand.
Well,
it has been for a little while.
Okay. So right, you're taking it down tomorrow night. I mean,
yeah.
But
I want to know
did you say
numbers.
it was also on eBay as well? I thought you mentioned eBay.
Yeah, it was formerly before. I used to print it as floppy comics, so as the issues were coming out,
it was print on demand.
I'd release them as a floppy, and I was selling those on eBay. But I haven't used the eBay store ever since this Indiegogo has been active.
Yo, what's up, Agent Zero? Good to see you, man.
You'll do.
Yeah, so this is the ground floor level. You have more stories of Tailless and stuff like that you're going to work on probably after this, right? Or are you going to jump into a different IP aside from Only Never?
Yeah, following this one, the plan is to straight away work on Tailless issue 1, the first full-size Tailless issue. So,
Wow.
you know, 22 plus pages to whatever it's going to take me. And just see how it goes from there, you know, see if there's an audience for it. It's been quite good response to this, but we're going to, obviously I want to see how the character does, see what people think of it, and carry on with it, you know?
Like, what sparked you to really create this IP? What was, like you say, a lot of 80s funness? Like, what was like kind of a spark or driving influences or inspirations behind this IP?
So I stumbled across the creation of Tailless totally by accident, because I found myself at some point when I was like 16 years old doing maths at college, and that is a total product of me having foreign parents who wanted me to become a doctor or a scientist or something along those lines, and I'm just the silly artist kind of kid. So I found myself in a maths exam at one point, totally out of my depth, couldn't answer a single question. So I decided to just turn the paper over and start drawing, and I drew Tailless, and then years later, I'm doing a crowdfunding campaign with him. So
that's pretty cool. Nice.
I love it.
So, needless to say, that the doctor adventure didn't go very far. Well,
No.
now, are the parental units, are they around still? Hopefully, and are they like behind you on this, or are they like, what are you doing? Or you're crazy?
Yes, I'm sure they would love it if I was a doctor. But they don't care. They're proud of me still. So.
Oh, nice. Okay,
I've got good parents. So.
It's always nice to hear and know that you have a supportive family or friends that are out there, like, you know, good, because like I kind of wouldn't be as far as I am probably if like my family wasn't behind everything that I'm doing as well. So it is nice to know that, and yeah, that can also be a driving force too. That like if they don't want you to do it, you're going to show them. Like it could be another thing too. But it's nice to get that support though, you know, and to have that you know, pushing behind you, making you go further and work harder. So yeah, and Taylor is going to be great. You get, yo, what's going on, creative? Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Dave.
So yeah, so and then book 1 is going to be coming out. So this is kind of like you get to you buy Tales now, get to delve into those other stories, find out where it first came from, and then you can be like, oh, get familiar with it, and be like, this is dope. I want to get the next one. When does it come in? And you can count on it soon because this you also get this because it's printed, it's done. It's not printed, but it's done. It's finished. This is good. So you're going to get this. It's not like you're going to be sitting on your hands waiting. And dude, those printing issues, they happen with a lot of people. You know, I know Art had issues, and Irene, and Bancroft. Those are the few that I know of. But most people have been pretty good with Mixum. I've had nothing but good things. I know Phil Diaz has nothing but good things. So it's a decent company as far as I know. I mean, I know they're a third party. You know, they find printers in your area, but they work. You know, they do good stuff. Now, are there other tchotchkes that go along with this? Some people love the tchotchkes. I know Jim Cox is in the chat. He's not a fan of them. But do you have, like trading cards and pins and posters? What do you got?
Yes. Yeah, I've got all sorts. We've got the Keshi figure for a start. That's been the big one.
Eric Huffles?
No, it's by a guy called Latif Reed of Graphite Toys.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm surprised more people don't know about him because he's actually he's hugely into, you know, the CG scene. He loves it. He's there
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, a total coincidence me finding this guy and helping, and he's been a huge help on this project, getting this helped me design this figure, and yeah, because again, 80s muscle figures, totally huge. Oh, and by the way, let's point out this was the first CG UK Keshi figure, or CG Keshi figure, because all the other ones, some of them have been released already, but none of them were on Indiegogo before this one.
You're an innovator, sir.
Hey, there you go.
You're a trendsetter, my friend.
Yeah. And,
nice. So everybody gets one?
No, there was a tier for them. I've taken it down now.
Right. Okay.
You know, just this week, all that's available this week is the book and any artwork left on the page.
And by the way, the price point for the artwork is crazy good. So yeah, get on that if you can get those, because original art is getting in demand these days. So and you get the book with the original art too, right?
Not on certain tiers we did, not on those tiers there.
Okay. Hey, with shipping and stuff like that, I don't blame you. But nice. Yeah. But did you have add-ons?
We did, yeah. Right now it's very limited. It is just the last day of the campaign, you know.
Right. But I'm saying, like, if I back the art tier, is there an add-on for the book?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So you can still get the book if you get the artwork.
Yeah,
it's the same. Yeah, same principle. So nice. Yeah, so people get some original artwork, man. You know, it's especially at this price point, you don't want to miss it because the original art ends up just going more and more and more as time goes by. So you want to get it on the ground level while you can. So that's a good thing there. Nice, very cool, man. Yeah. So I would have. I could try to play the video. We'll see if it works. I was ill prepared, my friend. I was ill prepared. Let me stop sharing and share again under the window. That way I could share audio. Ask a question, Angela.
Oh, about okay. Well, no, I just wanted to say specifically regarding the Goose Up with Nikki. I don't remember who was talking about it. Somebody brought it up on a stream, and I saw it. The first thing I said, I want to get that book, and then I saw that it was on Kickstarter, and I have not supported a book on Kickstarter yet. But I saw it. I was like, I'm going to back this one on Kickstarter. Like this will I don't know, just because it's like the film noir type book, and this is now that you've explained the history, I'm very much into a lot of different art and so forth. That's, for instance, you were talking about, UK and Charlie Charlie's London. Like, she was the first book I wanted. So yeah, this is right up my alley. So I'm really excited, and the fact too that it's all complete. So yeah. So is there any chance that it might fund on IGG, or are you just strictly keeping it on Kickstarter?
Yeah, we're gonna tour it around, do all the big locations. We're gonna take it to Indiegogo. We're gonna take it to Fund My Comic. We're gonna do. We're just gonna do everything we can to get out there, you know. But
you got to get on all the platforms to get as much as you can. Us being small time creators, that's what we got to do. It's what we got to do to make the kind of money that we need to keep doing this. So hopefully I did this. Let's find out.
Evil lurks in the darkest corners of outer space. The fate of the galaxy lies in the balance. But have no fear, adventurer. Introducing the 6-foot-tall, spandex-clad, intergalactic vigilante known as Tailless. Join Tailless, his sidekick Jet, and his fiery love interest Adelaide as they answer the call to defend the galaxy. Does Tailless have what it takes to save the day? Find out in The Adventures of Tailless in Outer Space Collected Edition. Now, for the first time ever, you can get your hands on all things Tailless. 6 short mini-comic adventures in one book. In each new adventure, Tailless faces off against a new and ever more dangerous threat. Discover the origins of Tailless in the bonus material section. An expansive deep dive into the character's creation, featuring every single image, story, and fan art of Tailless ever created. What are you waiting for? The Adventures of Tailless in Outer Space Collected Edition is out now, only on Indiegogo. Back the hottest crowdfunded comic of the year. Adventure lies in your hands.
Very nice.
Have you guys seen the trailer for Gustav?
No, I didn't even see there was one. I would have downloaded it.
Yeah, let me send you this link because it'd be a shame to miss out on that. I just realized I hadn't sent it to you previously.
No, I should have asked. I didn't know. I didn't see it, so I thought there wasn't one yet. Yeah, we'll do definitely.
Yeah, I dropped in the private chat for you.
All right, nice. Let me stop sharing that one. Yeah. So why is he called Tailless? Why is his name Tailless?
That's a story. That is reserved for the book, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries, man. No worries.
I didn't know.
So now you have to read the book to find out.
Yeah, back it today to find out, friends.
Yeah, that's
Dan
true.
Lego would say.
Yeah.
Let's see here, and that's this. There we go. It takes me 4 hours to do anything. There we go. Yeah, good stuff. No. All right. Hopefully, I did the things right.
Amazing. I love that.
Who did the Tailless trailer? Are you
I'm
muted?
muted.
You're muted. It. There you go.
I'm muted. It. Oh,
Now
I'm not touching
stop it,
it.
Angela.
You muted.
Who did the Tailless trailer?
I did the Taylor's trailer,
And who did that trailer?
and Graphic Goose did the Gustav trailer.
Nice. Well, you couple talented cats, man, doing all the trailers and stuff.
Did you do the voice work as well for the Taylor's trailer?
No, but everybody asked me that. No, it's a guy on Fiverr who I'm happy to share details of if anyone wants a cool voice for their trailers. So
I'm gonna say, yeah.
There you go.
Got a good voice
Yeah,
for that.
hit up Aria on Twitter if you want to know get a good voice actor. Yeah, so awesome. Yeah, everybody go sign. The link for Only Never is pinned. I will add Tailless to the description below, so that way everybody can go pick that up. But it is closing. What's up, Jeremy Birds? It is closing out tomorrow night. Like, you can't get it after tomorrow night, so make sure you back it now or tomorrow if you can. You can't wait till next week; it won't be there. So go check out those two. Sign up for Only Never, because that is going to be launching soon, and that, like, you can still back Tailless, and then in a month back Only Never. Look at that. That's a good way to go about it. Support all these fantastic campaigns that are coming out, and not only that, don't forget to go check out Frog G, currently on Indiegogo. Still trudging along. He spots his coloring pages, as you saw in his last tweet. He did doing some traditional on a page. I'm drawing pages, so we're hammering away at it. I'm on page 33, I think, so I'm pretty close to finishing. Yeah, everybody go check out Frog G. Back it today, only on Indiegogo. I tend to forget to show my own campaign, so
yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Talk about good-looking books. Go check out Frog G. That's a nice-looking book.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it, dude.
Yeah.
I always forget to show my book because I have you guys on. That's why we're here. We're here for you.
Yeah.
And I get yelled at by later on. I'm like, yeah, you didn't talk about your campaign. But yeah. Angela, any last questions for our good friend?
Oh, just today in about 45 minutes, we have the Presties on with their show, Aaron and Shelley.
There you go.
But other than that, no, I don't have any questions. I'm excited for both of the projects you have. So very awesome.
Yeah, and what I like also is that the one is ending soon and the other one is going to be launching in a bit. So there's a buffer zone between backing. Like, you could, because money's tight, so people can actually breathe a little, and then back another campaign later on, support you, and Gustav as well. So the drawing goose, the goose. I like the goose part. I like geese. They're it's geese season right now where we're at.
Everyone keeps saying that to me when I come on streams. There must be a theme or something going on.
What, that they like geese?
Who knows?
Do you have any last words, Aria?
Yes, I do. I wanted to say thank you to you both for having me on the stream. I very much appreciate it. I'd love to return the favor. You come on my show, join us on the bargain bin sometime. That would be really cool. Thank you, Angela, as well, for supporting the book. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
And I encourage everyone who's watching, go sign up to Gustav. I also encourage you to follow @the Graphic Goose on Twitter, and you can stay more in the loop on day-to-day updates that are going on with regards to the book. Also, go and follow Alice Love Nikki, who's doing a really good job of documenting. She's sort of discovered Instagram and starting to document like the bits and bobs of Gustav memorabilia that she finds. So go and find. If you search for Gustav Love Nikki on Instagram, you'll probably find her. I just want to spread the word and promote those guys as well. So
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
Thanks,
everybody
guys.
go support everybody and stick around, Aria, for afterwards. And everybody, thank you for watching. Hit that like button again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great one, everybody.
Later.